Well, that's the close of the chapter. Mohamed Salah has confirmed that he'll be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Well, remember, he joined Liverpool in 2017 from AS Roma for a fee in the region of £35 million. And after 9 years at Anfield, he'll be leaving at the end of the season. Welcome to another edition of Sport Hangout, where we give you the latest coming from the ever-busy world of sport. My name is Toby. We want to celebrate Mohamed Salah, who has confirmed that he will be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Well, Salah has scored 255 goals in 435 games for Liverpool. This puts him third on the club's all-time list of scorers behind Aaron Rush and Roger Hunt. Salah has provided memories to last a lifetime for Liverpool and their global fan base, as he has helped add the Champions League, 2 Premier League titles, the FA Cup, the English Football League Cup, the UEFA Super Cup, and of course the FIFA Club World Cup to Anfield Honours Board. I've got JJ here. JJ, how you doing?
No, I'm fine. I'm good.
Not so many people even know that Salah played for Chelsea. He played for Chelsea before he came to Liverpool in the Premier League. But let's talk about his time at Chelsea. What went wrong with him at Chelsea? I mean, he came with a big expectation from Barcelona. He played under Jose Mourinho, but he didn't cut it at Chelsea. What went wrong at Chelsea with Mohamed Salah?
I think, like you said, he's got high expectation from when he came from Barcelona, and it was a real star.
He even scored against Chelsea in the Champions League game before they signed him.
He was like a hot prospect at Barcelona, and so a lot of people thought he would make a cut at Chelsea, and so Chelsea went for him, and unfortunately, it was never to be because he had competitions. I think when a player is coming from, he joined Barcelona from a relatively unknown team too, so you can understand that he's just having his footing in European football. And Barcelona, they are in Switzerland. The Swiss league is not in the same league as the Premier League, and so you understand that the competition in the Premier League is tough. And also competition for places in the Premier League. Chelsea had Oscar, Ramirez, Eden Hazard, and so those three, Willian as well. Those 4 players were already established players in the Chelsea school then. These were players that had won the Champions League, they'd won the Premier League multiple times, a lot of trophies. So you're not coming from somewhere as a youngster to come and displace these people off if you're not really prepared for the battle. So I think he wasn't mentally fit. Neither was he was just this gangly looking figure. Guy, he wasn't physically and mentally fit to play in the Premier League then. So he had to be shipped off.
All right, let's talk about...
And playing under Jose Mourinho, you really had to be... he came and then he shipped off Walmata as well to Man United. And there was Kevin De Bruyne, who couldn't make the cut too. He was shipped off to Wolfsburg before he went on to establish himself. And so that happened to Mohamed Salah.
JJ, at Liverpool, Salah made the name at Liverpool, definitely. But how will you describe his time at Liverpool? I mean, talking about Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king, so many goals that he scored for Liverpool. He also had assists as well. He won so many trophies for them at Liverpool. But JJ, how will you describe his time and achievement at Liverpool, Mohamed Salah?
Instrumental. As simple as that. Fantastic, phenomenal, magnificent, excellent. Just look at those adjectives and then you're good to go.
And he didn't even join them with a big transfer fee, £34 million thereabouts. I mean, there were players that were signed for 50, 60 million pounds. Alex Mbeka cost Liverpool more than Mohamed Salah. For a player that joined for a little over 30 million pounds, scoring a lot of goals for Liverpool, winning a lot of laurels as well. But JJ, this conversation has been there for a very long time. Salah confirmed that he'll be leaving at the end of the season, but people have also said he should have probably left earlier. I mean, last season, Liverpool won the Premier League title, and it was fantastic. He was instrumental to that team that won the Premier League title. Do you think that Mohamed Salah should have left earlier?
Well, for someone who had played at Liverpool for 7-8 years.
8 years.
9 years he's at Liverpool
Yes,
now.
yeah.
He had 7-8 years of consistency. And so he thought maybe if our last season, like you said, we thought he would leave at the end of the season.
And then
but
he renewed his
if you look at
contract.
his performance last season, his performances were excellent too.
Yes.
He was remarkable for Liverpool.
A lot of goals.
So possibly he thought he could continue to replicate that. And of course, you know, sometimes when a player is chasing records,
I don't think that the new manager affected his style of play.
It was
and slot.
the manager was there last season too, and maybe he was chasing some records to be a Liverpool great, true Liverpool great, maybe, but it was just a little too much for him in the end, and he should. A lot of people will argue that because the way his season has gone this
more
season.
like an anticlimax.
But
right
if he had been performing well this season too, if form had,
by the way, he has only scored 10 goals this season.
If he hadn't lost form
by his own standard, that's not good enough.
You know that people, it will be a different story entirely. You know, it's just always, football is highly subjective. If it turns out well for you, you are on fire, you're on song. If it turns out the opposite, people will say, we'll start bringing on a couple of philosophies about why or how we should have it. But for someone who's played 435 games for Liverpool and he has had 255 goals, 122 assists, that's incredible. That's crazy. So you understand why he wants to keep going.
And he's not an out-and-out striker.
He's not. And to be third on the list of Liverpool's highest scorers of all time, that's something massive. So I think he has record to chase, but the record is just too much for him to. Even if he stayed 5 more years, he could never. So it's just. I think now it's just the best time for him.
Okay.
And for Liverpool.
Okay. Let's ask some other questions, JJ. This is a bit contentious and a bit subjective as well. Is Mohamed Salah the greatest player to have ever played for Liverpool? Remember, even in this 21st century, we've had players like Steven Gerrard, Fernando Torres. Should I mention Jamie Carragher? Is he also a legend? But he's what we rank him. He also part of those that play for Liverpool when they even won the Champions League. So I want to ask you: is he Liverpool's greatest player ever? Forget about the fact that he's an African player, yes, but is he Liverpool's greatest ever player ever? I'm talking about Mohamed Salah. I mean, based on his achievements, based on what he has been able to do for Liverpool for 9 years.
No. No. Well, look at the quality of players that played for Liverpool in Salah's time. Look at the quality of players Liverpool had in Gerrard's time. You look at that and then you see. The thing is, Liverpool have these 3 players: Kenny Dalglish, Steven Gerrard, and Mohamed Salah. There are 3 players that came in 3 different eras.
Yes, I agree with you.
In the 70s, 80s, you're talking about Liverpool, you're talking about Kenny Dalglish.
Definitely.
It was pivotal to that Liverpool team that
won
won multiple trophies, European and league titles as such. And Liverpool, Mohamed Salah, he won just... then we have Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard came in another era. 2000s, you're talking about early 2000s to 2010s, you're talking about...
And that comeback...
There is no way you can talk about Liverpool of that era without talking about Steven Gerrard. Now you talk about Liverpool 2019, especially to, let's say, 2015 or 20... This is 2017 to this time that you can't talk about Liverpool without mentioning Mohamed Salah. But you can't only mention Mohamed Salah. You've got Sadio Mane. You can't leave Sadio Mane out. You can't leave Roberto Firmino out. And would you even leave Virgil van Dijk? So on a balance of play, you are looking at Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. You can
maybe
say
that an attacking player.
You can say that Mohamed Salah is Virgil van Dijk is as important in this era to Liverpool as.
But
Mohamed Salah.
that the attacking players always get the recognition.
But then when Liverpool began to collapse, when Virgil van Dijk lost balance at the back, Liverpool began to collapse. And so if Virgil van Dijk is on song, you understand that is one of those pillars that's held Liverpool for so long. Then
so
you've got Alisson Becker at the back. So in this modern era, in this Mohamed Salah era, they've got a lot of players that
maybe at the turn of the 21st century, from 2000, you can say, okay, JJ, let me ask a pointed question. Is it greater than Steven Gerrard in the scheme of things at Liverpool?
Now you look at
that's where I'm
driving at. If you look at it on title basis, then you understand that Mohamed Salah would be ranked higher. But if you look at impact on the team, The way someone, Steven Gerrard held Liverpool for more than a decade.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the quality he was playing against. Now, in Mohamed Salah's period, please, let's be realistic. Liverpool were only competing with Manchester City.
Maybe a bit of Arsenal as well when it started.
Not even before Arsenal came into play now.
Yeah.
It's just Manchester City.
Yeah.
Steven
Gerrard, Liverpool, Man City.
Steven Gerrard, Liverpool, they competed against Man United,
Chelsea,
against Arsenal, against Chelsea.
Yeah. And they had quality players. I mean, from the opposing team, Steven Gerrard.
Even up to 2012, 2013, they were still competing against Liverpool, Chelsea yeah. and Manchester City. So there was never a time in Steven Gerrard's era where he played and competed with only one team. The only time that happened was in 2008, 2009, and they lost out on that title by 5 margins. Okay. They were just unlucky. It's not like he never won title himself. The 2007,
the 2004-2005 Champions League.
No, and I mean Steven Gerrard.
Steven Gerrard, yeah.
The was that 2005-2006 at Istanbul?
2004-2005.
It was 2004-2005. Yeah. That Istanbul magic.
That comeback
in Liverpool's history will be talked more than any of these contemporary achievements.
Or is it because Steven Gerrard is English?
Steven Gerrard, of course, there will always be that English bias. But Steven Gerrard is not just English; it's a proper Scouser. So it's that thing is also there, and it's not a proper Scouser alone. He's a local lad who came into the team as a young player, as even from the academy, and he held on. And for fans, I think that holds significance, and not just for fans. If you look at the contribution, I mean, Steven Gerrard. There's no way you can talk about Liverpool that you can't talk about Steven Gerrard in high hierarchy. Definitely. And if he had played in a period where he had players who were top quality around him, then I'm telling you, he wouldn't. Let's throw Steven Gerrard into Man United team of that era. He would have had a lot of records. He would have been tremendous. So you look at Lampard at Chelsea. So you can understand that it's not like Lampard was better than Steven Gerrard. He played with. Look at Scholes at Man United. These are players that, but then because of the crop of players he had around, you know, that thing also determines something. And then you look at you can say, okay, Bruno Fernandes of this period now, of Man United right now. Since he's been at Man United, look at the crop of players he's been playing with. Throw him into Man United's team of Sir Alex Ferguson, the Ronaldo, the Nani, you can understand that.
All right, let's domesticate this conversation on the African continent. I mean, Salah is an African. He's an Egyptian. In fact, they call him the Egyptian king. He's not a king literally, but I mean because of what he has been able to do for Egypt. He's one of the most popular person in Egypt. Let's talk about. I want to ask you, JJ. Where does he rank among African players that have played in the Premier League? We have so many of them. There is LG Diop, who played for Liverpool as well. John Mikel Obi played for Chelsea. Didier Drogba played for Chelsea. Kanu Nwankwo played for Arsenal. Yakubu Egbeni played for Everton. A lot of African players. Yaya Toure played for Manchester City. Kolo Toure played for Arsenal. Played for Liverpool. Played for Adebayo. So a lot of African players also did very well for their clubs actually. So I want to ask you, is he the greatest African player to have ever played in the Premier League?
You know, like I said earlier, that football is...
Because there are not so many people that you can compare with Salah. I mean, okay, if you look at strikers, African strikers that have played in the Premier League, look at the numbers of Salah.
And other Salah. Then
how many of them got more goals than Mohamed Salah?
But then how many of them...
I'm not sure Drogba...
How many of them played as many games as Mohamed Salah?
Yeah.
Drogba played almost half of Mohamed Salah's, and he scored almost half of his goals too. So
Drogba is an out-and-out striker.
He's an out-and-out striker. But
Salah is not an out-and-out striker.
Salah at Liverpool too, they were more or less playing like false nine, and he was more or less like the one. You know, sometimes when you're playing you have someone as the focal point of the team, the one you play.
More like a decoy. Sometimes you don't know how.
That's what Salah was.
And he was, I mean, Salah
was lucky. Yes, Salah was lucky to have played alongside someone like Firmino and Sadio Mane. Now look at when those two left Liverpool. Look at the input. It dropped massively because you don't have someone who can feed him off goals. So he has to be like the creator now.
But if you are talking about the top 2 African players in the Premier Leave, to ever play in the Premier League, I'm very sure Salah will.
Definitely.
Maybe Drogba. Drogba is
the competition will only be between him and Didier Drogba. It's as simple as that. But you talk from now till God knows how long. That's why I say it's subjective. A lot of people will give you reasons why Didier Drogba is ahead of Mohamed Salah.
He won the Champions League, he won the Premier League. But Salah also won the Champions League.
Look at Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba is a clutch player. He comes up with clutch goals in the moments when you need it.
Big moments.
And even when you look at finals, look at finals in the FA Cup, Europe, even in Champions League. You see what Didier Drogba did for Chelsea. He scored. I think he scored 9 goals in 9 games, 9 finals. So he had like, if you play in like 10 finals, you scored 9 goals. So these things, scoring in 9 consecutive finals, that's an achievement. Okay. Mohamed Salah scored just 2 goals in the final he played. And those 2 goals were penalty shootouts. They were penalty kicks, rather. So it tells you something about man of the moment. Okay. When you're talking about man of the moment, you can always trust Didier Drogba to deliver than Mohamed Salah. But these two, the 2 of them are great players. The 2 of them are legends for their team. And so to compare them with each other is going to be huge. It's close call, but personally, I'll go for Didier Drogba, honestly.
All right, let's talk about the controversial moments of Mohamed Salah. Now, we've talked about the good part of Salah. Scored a lot of goals for Liverpool. He was able to rejuvenate Liverpool. He won a lot of trophies as well for Liverpool. But this season, there was a big controversial moment regarding Mohamed Salah before he went for the African Cup of Nations. At a time when he was on the bench for Liverpool. I mean, Salah has been, before now, indispensable for Liverpool. He's always one of the first names on the team's list. But a couple of games, and Slot decided to put him on the bench, maybe for tactical reason, maybe for the fact that he was not also delivering very well. And then he had an interview before he went to the African Cup of Nations. I remember he said he has been thrown under the bus, and that led to a lot of reactions, especially from the fan base in Liverpool. The Liverpool manager and Slot was not also happy. Before he went to the African Cup of Nations, of course he came back, we were able to resolve that. But but with the benefit of hindsight, should he have said what he said? I mean, it was emotional. Salah has always been very quiet. He's a disciplined guy, but maybe let his emotions get the better.
Now, when you are looking for an excuse to really not rank him as Liverpool's greatest of all time, you've got one. Look at those players you mentioned. Look at Steven Gerrard especially. There came a time when Steven Gerrard knew Steven Gerrard was coming off the bench. Yeah. And never complained. He carried the team with grace. He was Jordan Henderson. Yes. Jordan Henderson became the captain of Liverpool. So there was a lot of things that could have made Steven Gerrard leave Liverpool in anger, but he never did, and he continued till he left Liverpool. There was not a time where you could point out and say, okay, he had a controversial time with the manager or with the fans. Even if he had with the manager, there was a time the manager came on board. He came on TV at one of his press conferences. That was Rafa Benitez, 2008-2009, and says, Sir Alex Ferguson is the only manager that could talk about the referees and not get punished for it. Steven Gerrard said he watched that on his TV at home and he was embarrassed. So you don't say that. You don't say that. He never came openly to attack his manager. In fact, he said that later in an interview after he had retired from football. So for Mohamed Salah to think that it means that he put himself above the team. He doesn't always rank, or he doesn't always sit well with fans when you think you are above the team. There's no one that's indispensable. All of you can be. At any time, football is cruel, and you've got to understand that there's a time where you've got to know that the occasion is loudest now, and I've got to.
All right, close of a chapter. Salah has left. He will be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season, but will Liverpool miss Mohamed Salah? So, yes, I mean,
definitely. He has come and he has.
So they need to start looking for a possible replacement.
In 2017-2018, he had 44 goals and 15 assists.
Wow, that's fantastic. You don't have so many players that can give you that number. There are not so many players.
So and last season when they won the league, he had 29 goals in the Premier League.
Wow.
And so you look at these things, take them out of the goals Liverpool scored, then you understand that there were times he might have cost them some titles. So based on that, You understand? They will miss Mohamed Salah, but eras always, and Eric Ten Hag, when he came to Man United, only that people thought he was foolish. He said quite rightly that era's come to an end, and now another era is coming to an end for Liverpool, not just for Mohamed Salah. Because who do they replace him with? Look at current Liverpool players. Who can?
I guess the report that they want Michael Olise from Bayern Munich.
He's never coming there.
But that guy will cost a lot of money.
Because that guy, if Madrid is on him, Bayern Munich are very stubborn. They would rather watch that player run down his contract.
Yes, than sell.
And then leave him on a free than sell and even if any penny less.
And even if they consider selling, that could cost like £150 million because he's
Madrid,
still young.
I think Madrid are on his tail right now, or Liverpool, or Barcelona. Okay. So Liverpool can't compete with either of those two in getting in his signature. It's just even Michael Olise cannot fill in the shoe of Mohamed Salah. It will take Liverpool another God knows how long again for them to get someone who can have who can be as influential
consistency
in that with consistency.
Very important.
It's only this season, out of all the seasons Mohamed Salah spent at Liverpool, that it's a bit.
That's why I said the other time that it's more like an anticlimax. Should have left earlier.
Tremendous for Liverpool. So right now, it's unfortunate.
Okay, lastly, JJ, is he going to Saudi Arabia or America? Because he cannot retire right now. Salah is still, I think, 33 years of age. Still has like 3-4 years to play at that level. But I don't think he will join another European team. But is he going to Saudi Arabia?
I'm not sure.
Or is he going to the MLS?
I'm not sure.
Or is he going to China?
He's got the legs for Europe again. China has faced out for God knows how long now. The only two leagues that are in vogue now are the Saudi League and the MLS. So
I think I think he's more likely to go to Saudi Arabia because he's also
more
a Muslim.
likely, but
he's a Muslim.
Exactly.
And then there's no money in Saudi Arabia.
There are stars. There are top stars too in Saudi Arabia now. And there's more money. So on that money basis, you could choose to.
Because he's used to big money. Salah currently gets £300,000 at Liverpool. If he's going to Saudi Arabia, they can offer him almost the same salary, even more. But there is no European team. I repeat, there is no European team that can
pay that
for a 33-year-old player.
Never, never. So it's game over for Mohamed Salah in Europe. Let's say America. If there's anything that's close to Europe, then it will be America. But I think his mind will be on Saudi Arabia already.
All right.
For the money.
All right. Well, that's our take on Mohamed Salah, who confirmed that he'll be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. He had a fantastic career with the Reds. I mean, he won so many laurels. He won the Champions League, won the Premier League, won the FIFA Club World Cup, and also at individual level, he also won the African Footballer of the Year. We're talking about the Egyptian king, Mohamed Salah.
He will only always remain the Egyptian king. He's not even an African king, so you can't take him as.
But he won the African Footballer of the Year.
But he's not an African king. You can't compare him with the likes of Titi Drogba. Samuel Eto'o at Barcelona was.
He was unplayable.
He was unplayable.
Yeah.
So you have even the likes of Kanu Nwankwo when they were at Arsenal. They fled. These players gave those teams. You don't have those sort of things because football is more pedantic and robotic now. But and that's why you've got to credit someone like Mohamed Salah now, because he still did it well in this era where football is lacking in high imaginations.
All right. Well, until next time that we are going to meet, I remain Toby.
And I'm JJ. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, which is free, comment, share, and follow us on all our social media pages to get more content from us. Until next we meet, thank you. Bye.